Hey guys, BoHD here, and I want to give you guys my review of Samsung's latest spec-destroying phablet, the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Now this phone is packed full of awesome, it has a lot of great specs and a lot of great features, so let's go ahead and get started with this review by first taking a look at the outside of this device. So taking a look at the hardware side of things, the Note 3 looks very similar to its predecessor, but with a few major improvements. The biggest of which takes place in the back of the Note 3, where you'll find a plastic back that Samsung has completely redesigned to make it feel like leather, and it really does. It feels very good on the hands and is so much better than the slimy plastic Samsung was using before. But besides this new back cover, the Note 3 resembles a lot of other Samsung smartphones as it has the volume controls located on the upper left hand side of the device, with nothing but the power, sleep, on and off buttons on the right hand side. Up top you'll find the IR blaster and 3.5mm headphone jack with the speaker port, S Pen, and micro USB 3.0 port down below. And then you'll find all the sensors along with a 2-megapixel front-facing camera on the front, with the home and back and menu capacitive touch buttons down below. Then if we flip the Note onto its back again, we'll see the 13-megapixel camera and then of course that awesome leather back we just talked about. But if we power on the Note 3, you'll quickly notice just how big it is with its huge 5.7-inch Super AMOLED display that is extremely bright and vivid, which is to be expected considering AMOLED displays have very high saturation and contrast rates, which ultimately make colors pop. This screen is really great if you like to watch a lot of videos or view a lot of pictures, but if you plan on using this device for editing or drawing, you should know that this phone is not exactly color accurate, so if you draw a picture or edit a photo, you'll probably have to keep this in mind if you plan on viewing your work on another screen type. But I would say if you plan on consuming a lot of media, you're really going to love the display on the Galaxy Note 3. But with that said, the display on the Note 3 wouldn't be as impressive if it didn't have a fast processor to render all those pixels, and thankfully the Note comes equipped with not only a fast processor, but one of the fastest processors currently on the market, that being the Snapdragon 800 processor paired with not only 1 or 2, but 3 gigabytes of RAM. Now I know I'm constantly making references to how buggy Touchwiz is, but I can honestly say that the Note 3 has the best Touchwiz experience to date, as there isn't very much stuttering and everything just runs a lot smoother than other Touchwiz devices, like the Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition, which I recently reviewed. But as you can see, the Note 3 is very snappy and fluid, and applications open and close quickly, and it really is a very pleasant surprise to see, as I am someone who is growing tired of Touchwiz and Samsung's inability to optimize the hardware with its software, but I would say the Note 3 is definitely the best optimized device by Samsung. And since this is a Samsung Note device, it has a stylus known as the S Pen that has several very unique features that really increases how productive one can be on a phone. So when you slide the S Pen from its slot, you'll notice the Air Command menu, which gives you an array of options such as Action Memo, Scrapbooker, Screen Write, S Finder, and Pen Window. Action Memo is your typical note-taking feature that's pretty self-explanatory, as it lets you take notes and save them quickly and easily. Scrapbooker, on the other hand, is essentially a digital journal that allows you to save info from the web to a convenient journal, and what's really cool is that you can save YouTube videos just by circling them, so I could really see this feature being useful for school when you're compiling information for a project or report or something like that. Now another really cool feature is Screen Write, which basically lets you take a screenshot for you to draw or write over using the S Pen. Then there's Pen Window, which is a great multitasking app that allows you to open an app in a specified window, but it's really a feature that works best on a full-fledged tablet since the screen on the Note 3 is not quite big enough to really make this feature truly useful. But the last feature is just the S Finder, which lets you search through your notes that you've taken. I mean, it's not too impressive, but it's definitely useful if you're someone who takes a lot of notes on their phone. But overall, the Note 3 has a lot of Samsung flagship Touchwiz features such as Air View, Smart Stay, and Multi-Window, along with a ton of other features that I won't really go into detail with because they're pretty standard on most Samsung devices. Although if we take a look at the camera, you'll see a lot more Samsung features such as Beauty Shot, Drama Shot, HDR mode, and some random modes like Golf mode. But overall, these features would be useless if the Note didn't have a good camera, and that is definitely not the case because the Note's camera is excellent. I decided to take my Note 3 to the pumpkin patch during Halloween to snap some pictures, and I was amazed at just how great they turned out. Everything was super sharp and detailed with little noise or grain, and the colors weren't too overly saturated, which tends to be the case with a lot of Samsung cameras, but not the Note 3. I'd have to say, judging by these pictures, the Note's camera is easily among the top 5 smartphone cameras on the market. Now with all of these high-end specs and this huge 5.7-inch display, the battery life on the Note 3 is very good thanks to the large 3200 mAh battery. With a lot of smaller smartphones, I always have to recharge my phone during the day, but with the Note 3 I can end the day with around 30% of battery life remaining, which makes it last around 12 hours of heavy use or about 2 days of moderate use. So with this large battery, in addition to the battery improvements of Android 4.3, The Note 3 has one of the longest lasting batteries of any smartphone currently on the market. So to conclude my review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, I can say that this phone is perfect for someone who wants a phone with all-around great specs. The only real issue I have with this phone is the fact that the screen size is so big. It's to the point where a lot of people won't like this phone because unless you have giant hands, you're going to need two hands to use this device. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Note 3 doesn't fit in some of your pant pockets because it barely fit in my jean pockets. But if you're someone who really likes large phones and you'd like to multitask and get creative on a large display, I really think the Galaxy Note 3 will be perfect for you, and I think you can really depend upon it if you sign up for a 2-year contract. But with so many high-end specs and features, my question for you guys is, what is the best screen size for a phone? Is 5.7 inches too big, or should displays be even bigger? I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say, so let me know down below in a comment, and you could be featured in my next video. And if you guys are still watching this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down below this video. It really helps me out and lets me know what you guys are interested in. So with that said, that's gonna about do it for this video, guys. If you want to check out my first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy Gear smartwatch, you can do that right down below, or you can take a look at my review of the Samsung Galaxy 10.1 2014 edition tablet, which is like the Note 3's bigger brother. But as always, guys, I'm BoHD from How To and More. Thanks for watching.